Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler Beef Series B's I do for a little while. I go over their trap food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I apologize for the terrible lighting. I'm extremely limited in what I can do in that capacity because, well, I'm doing a backroom review. But we'll get into that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am in my back room, and that means that, boom, I have a Peter Can Thunderbolt poster behind me. No crappy old ladder off to the side, no Marvel figures up there, as they have been moved into another room. But, and this is key, I am, however, wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Stellar Circuit shirts. One of like 4 or 5 that I have actually now. Stellar Circuits, if you are not familiar, they are sort of a progressive, kind of artsy metal band from out of North Carolina. I became aware of them several years ago through like Facebook ads and stuff. I ended up somehow in their fan group without even realizing it. And when I eventually became aware that they were actually a band, I looked into some of their stuff and they were really fucking good. And I was like, holy shit, there we go. That's the business. Shortly thereafter, I was extremely fortunate. Over the past few years, I've been able to see them live almost every time they've come through to Illinois. They are not only stellar musicians, they are stellar individuals. Every single one of them has been nothing but incredibly kind and welcoming to me every time I've seen them, and I count them all as being truly, truly just the most stellar of people. I actually have some videos of performances of theirs that I've been to on the channel. I have an entire playlist of just concert videos, just in case you're interested. And if you want like better quality stuff than that, well, yeah, I can direct you to their YouTube page or their Bandcamp or what the hell ever. Their music is out there, so, but they are really good, and I definitely recommend them. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it a backroom review? Well, if you watch my videos enough, you might have an idea as to why. Woo, hamster. Hello, Bernard. I have a silly hamster. He's over there being a silly hamster. I'm gonna give him a little treat. Bernard! But anyway, yeah, if you watch my channel for long enough, you might know that typically at this point, if I'm doing a backroom review, it's probably because I had to cook something for a review. That's definitely the case today. So what am I reviewing, folks? Boom! It's this! It is NeoGuri spicy seafood flavor udon type noodles from Nongshim. Can we get a thing? Yeah. And then we'll... Oh god, it's kind of warm. Ha 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 ha! Can we get a thing? Maybe. It's so warm. It's so warm. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Sure, that'll be a thumbnail. So yes, I review a lot of instant noodle stuff because I eat a fair amount of instant noodle stuff. Clearly, yeah, you can kind of see why that might occur. I'm definitely a very like simple person when it comes to like doing meal prep stuff. And I always like to try out new stuff, to the extent where I actually have an entire playlist called Ramen Reviews, which is just ramen reviews, so if you're interested. This, like I said, is from Nongshim, is their spicy seafood flavor. We're going to give it a go. And I mean, it was simple enough to make, just boil some water, toss in all the shit, eat it. That was it. Didn't even have to drain it or anything. I did go over there and make a double quantity because this is also going to be part of my dinner, so let's give it a go. Okay. Alright, you know what? Fair enough. I didn't have super high expectations for these. I got them at Walgreens for like $1. And I just was like, oh, I've never seen that brand. But, well, I've seen Nongshim before, but I've never seen, like, the spicy seafood. And I was like, we'll give it a thing. It's Yeah, I mean, it literally is what it says it is. There's a seafood taste to it, and then there is a spicy taste to it. It does exactly what it says it's supposed to do. I'm down with that. I also appreciate the udon style noodles. They're thicker, got more of a chewiness to them. And I mean, realistically, I mean, yeah, obviously there's like better quality udon noodles and stuff like that. But fundamentally, if you get some udon noodles and you go over there and, boil them in some water, you get udon noodles. So, yeah, I mean, let me put it to you this way. It's definitely, this isn't anywhere near as good as like proper udon from a proper udon place. I know because I will occasionally get proper udon from a proper udon place. Um, but for what it is, it's actually not bad. And I can actually now that I'm thinking about it, I can actually understand why they didn't ask me to drain it. Because a lot of them do. A lot of them will say, okay, cook it to a certain point. Then at this point, drain out most of the liquid and then continue cooking, or just serve as is. But they want you to drain some of the liquid. But with the udon, I mean, udon noodles, at least again the place that I usually go, it tends to be very broth heavy. Now you can get ones without like the broth, but most of the types that I've had have been broth heavy. So again, it kind of makes sense. All right, just keep the broth in there, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Some people don't like to eat the broth when it comes to ramen and udon. Even like the proper stuff. Like there's a really good ramen spot near me, and I have seen people just leave most of the broth there. And it's like, I know it's supposed to be terribly unhealthy for you, but oh my god, it's the most delicious thing ever. How can you leave that? Um, I am definitely a broth person. For me, it's not just about the noodles. The broth is a huge part of it. And these are perfectly fine. They are between. So if you've got like your Maruchans and your like cup of noodles sort of over here, basically your super budget ones that are just simple and easy, and not to shit on them. I buy the Maruchan stuff pretty regularly. It's quick and easy to do. Um, if you've got those on one side, and then on the other side you have some of the more premium ones, some of which I've reviewed on this channel, by the way, like the Tonkatsu one, hell, even like the Sriracha ones and stuff like that. You know, this one falls firmly in the middle. It's not quite good enough to be like a proper premium style ramen. It's also better and has more going on to it than like just a straight up budget ramen. So, you know, it has its place. Overall, give me the noodles, damn it. In terms of overall eating experience, it's perfectly fine. The seafood aspect is a very generic seafood aspect. I'm guessing uh, they might have even just used like because like there's like little flakes that you pour into it. They might have been like seaweed flakes to just give it like a seafood kind of flavor. But it's not like it doesn't taste like shrimp or squid or anything like that. It's just generic, you know, kind of stuff from the sea flavor. The spice on it is enough that I'm willing to let it be called spicy. Because not all, but some ramens that claim to be spicy are really weak. This has enough. The spice isn't anything tremendous. It's not like a Korean, like one of the crazy Korean ones or anything, which I've also reviewed on the channel, I'm just saying. But it kind of gives a nice overall warmth to your mouth. I think as you're eating it, although it will build a little bit, just the overall quantity, I think that in terms, like, it would never become, like, too hot or too problematic, where some ramens actually will, like the more comically hot ones. Yeah, it's not bad. It does what it needs to do. It's filling. It's exactly what it says it is. And it's fine. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with maybe occasionally, and sure-ish. I'm a little bit on the fence with this one. Because again, the problem for me is it's like, where does this particular ramen fall? You know, it's not like a straight up budget ramen. There's more steps involved. Although to be fair, like they did say you could go over there and make it in the microwave. But typically, if it's like a pack thing, you want to do it in, you want to do it on the stove. There's a little bit more involvement in terms of the steps and stuff, not by a lot, but just a little bit. But at the same time, it's not in that proper premium range. Like proper premium style ramens, I will gladly eat. Like they will be a nice little treat for myself. Whereas the more budget ones, they're food and they're fine. This one is kind of straddling the line, but I do kind of like the flavor profile of it, even if it is just a bit generic. I could see maybe going over there. I'd go to Walgreens periodically. I could see grabbing an occasional thing to have as an option. But it definitely wouldn't be a go-to for me. It's not one I'm going to treat as a treat. Now that said, if I'm recommending it to people, whenever I do the ramen reviews, I kind of work from two perspectives. One is people like me, who basically can't be fucked to go over there and do much actual cooking. So we resort to simple shit. This is fine. It's perfectly fine. If you see it at a Walgreens or wherever, it's perfectly fine. Again, for me, I think I'd probably just go for one that is a little bit more premium, like a Shin-Chan or something like that. But as an option, it's not bad. And if you're not like me, and you're like a proper adult who, does proper adult things, like, feed themselves properly, it's harder for me to sell on that because it's like, why would you need this, Because if you're that type of adult, like I pretty much assume that if you're buying like ramen packs and stuff like that, it's more just as like an occasional emergency thing. Maybe you don't want to go out, it's raining or some shit or whatever. Yeah. So in that case, I mean it's fine, but it's not quite good enough to really be like something I'd go out of my way to recommend. At the same time, it's not easy enough, to be like, oh, it's just something you could get on your lunch break. But it's fine. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, spend this rest of your folks. You can go with your, you have yourselves a truly ramen-tastic rest of your life. One day I would really like to go over there and do a review from the ramen place that I like. It's called Ramen Masoya. I just have no idea how I would make that happen. Because I don't want to take the ramen out to my car. Like, if they had, like, an outdoor seating area or something where, like, I could maybe just kind of sequester myself away and do the review. But it's a small spot. I don't know. Maybe I could talk to somebody there, but I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out. Maybe I won't. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not as possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You can try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. Today was a taxing day for me, man. I worked extra hours at work. I was really fucking wore out and tired. Then, sadly, when I woke up, I found out that one of my Facebook friends, actually somebody I had met in person, tragically passed away. That was a real kick to the head. And, then on top of that, just fucking Facebook idiots, man. Just, ugh. Ugh. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe you're going to try out some Nongshim, NeoGuri, spicy seafood, what the hell ever. And maybe like me, you're going to be like, yeah, okay, it's fine, it's okay, it's fine. But maybe you've got a little bit more ingenuity in you, so maybe you're going to go over there, you're going to add in some stuff, you're going to spice it up. And maybe it's going to turn out that it's so good, you're going to open up a little shop. Maybe you go over there and get a deal with Nongshim, it's a whole thing. And then, hey, maybe I can come to your shop, talk a little bit with you, and maybe do a review. Then I could go over there and I'll build that reputation from that. Then I'll go over there and I'll, be allowed, people will be asking me to review their ramen shops and stuff. Wouldn't that be a hell of a life? Or conversely, just eat whatever ramen you want. Everybody's got their own personal preferences. Stay safe. Bye.